There's an AI art trend that's been going around and it sparked a big debate on Twitter. I'm curious as to what you guys think about it. So it started with this tweet from this Twitter user called Roger House. So Roger is a creator user who has been making NFTs or whatever, been involved in NFTs since 2021. Creative exploring AI, AI manga, founder at AI photography. That's basically all you need to know about him. But Roger put out this tweet. Good morning, and it is a photo. It is a photo that is generated with AI of a girl with a cat leaning over her face like so. People are basically stating, delete this. Roger is like, what the heck? But again, that piece is AI. Roger is a known AI creator. And then Roger made a big ol' thread sharing his thoughts. By the way, guys, this is ChatGPT generated. I can't even break this down for you, okay? ChatGPT has a specific typing style, and the way ChatGPT types is they put emojis in the beginning. All of this thread is generated with ChatGPT. Like, this guy is a little bot. I don't usually share my thoughts on social media, but after my last post went viral with over 13 million views, I find it necessary to do so. Do you have any thoughts, homie? You're like a robot. First of all, let me clarify that I have no interest with wasting time with users who disrespect me without having the slightest idea of who I am or what you do. We know you make AI art. I don't think anybody is disrespecting you without knowing this point. Like, we know you make AI art. People get mad at me on YouTube when I say AI art. The reason being is like, I need to type it for SEO reasons. I don't think AI is art, but there's no other better term that is short that I can use in place of the word AI art. So unfortunately, I still have to name it that. But yeah, so he says, first of all, let me clarify. I have no interest in wasting time with users who disrespect me without having the slightest idea of who I am or what I do. However, understand that the reason this happens is the fear caused by the incredible quality that AI art is achieving these days. As an artist, I feel like I could speak for a lot of other artists that we are not afraid of AI art in the sense that the quality is so good, whatever. AI art looks like shit and it's soulless. It is so blatant when people use AI art. You're not fooling anybody with it. I will always commission actual artists over AI art any day because AI art looks ugly. And to people who are not artists like you, Roger, then you may not have enough taste to understand that. But anybody who actually has eyeballs and can actually understand what is deemed good quality pieces and taste, then we can see that there's a lot more spice and soul and personality in actual art made by humans. This is not the first time or the last time this kind of public lynching will happen to an AI artist. Yeah, it will not, because as long as I'm making content, I will continue to publicly lynch you AI artist users. But anyways, I would like to put some thought on the table regarding this matter. Okay, as in you will type into ChatGPT and have it output as a statement for you. I will continue my path calmly without deviating an inch from the focus of my artistic goals. Let's start. Okay, first photograph. I hate it also when AI artists compare AI art to photography. It's not the same thing. They like to make that argument, and it's stupid as hell to me. Photography, it's an art form in itself, but it is a different art form than painting and illustration and stuff like that, which is also what I would perceive a different art form than graphic design. Do they share in the same space? Yes, but they're not the same thing. What seemed like a curse for painters, today we can say with certainty was the best thing that happened to painting. Mention the Luddites, a movement led by English artisans in the 19th century who protested against new machines that destroyed their craft. Develop a second meaning. A Luddite describes those who oppose or are slow to adopt or incorporate into their lifestyle industrialization, automation, or computerization, or new tech in general. Aside theoretical considerations, I like to make it very clear that I'm passionate about drawing, and it is a discipline that I've been practicing for over 15 years, being my main profession. Okay, so why did you stop? This is the other argument that I think is stupid too. When you are an artist, but then you went to then use AI art. If you're bad, just admit it, bro. Just admit that you think your art isn't good enough, and we'll accept that as your fault. But trying to make the argument, I am an artist and I then also use AI art, doesn't make any sense. That's literally like being a POC and also being racist. It's like you're fighting for the wrong team, or like being gay and then also being homophobic. You are still also fighting for the wrong team. Like, out of all people, you should not be like this. You are an artist. Out of all people, you should not be supporting AI art. Shouldn't you understand the theft that happens with it? But anyways, this is weird. I'm currently focused on creating AI art collections because I find it an incredible technology that I've tried for my art as early as in 2015 and have been heavily practicing for several years now. Practicing what? Typing stuff into a box? To all of you who criticize it without bothering to really understand how the algorithms behind it works, I tell you that AI is here to stay, and it is each person's responsibility and decision how to live with it, with hate, fear, curiosity, or excitement. Finally, I'd like to thank everyone who's taken the time, blah, 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 blah. That illustration will never die no matter how much AI advances, just as painting did not die when photography was born. I think it's one of those things where like, it's gonna be the same thing as NFTs, where you think you're doing cool shit, but we all view you NFT like creators as misled at best. I love this. This person said, yeah, we disrespect you. Can we see your hand/traditional digital drawing? Your best art so far, but not AI. It's difficult to just pick one, but I like this word I did for this person 13 years ago. I'm gonna pause the music. I'm just saying this person has skill in animations. Like, this person is able to animate. So, like, why did you then resort to AI art? Sorry, I'm just going down their AI photography account, and it's just like when the AI was so bad, you decide to pass it off as if it's like modern art or something. This is uncanny valley vibes. The tie don't even look right. Yeah. So, anyways, that lets you know what type of art they make. Sorry, I just make fun of AI artists. Like, the harder they double down at AI art, the funnier I think it is. Like, the more I make fun of them because it's just crazy to me. But anyways, this cat drawing specifically has become a Twitter trend of people saying fuck AI and then drawing it in their style, doing a DTIYS, which stands for literally draw this in your style. So this is just one of the artists that I found from *socialsart who did the cat drawing and then redrew it in their own style. It has a lot of personality. It looks human made, and it's in response to Roger's piece. This person added a time lapse just to prove that the art was made by themselves instead of using AI. But then the second part of this drama, we had this person, Guelo, who redrew that piece, but in their style. This is the AI piece, the first AI piece. This is their redraw. They said, fuck AI, support real art. And then PP Slayer VT tweeted, am I crazy for being the only one to see this? This is traced over the AI. Her face and the cat are identical, and their time lapse only shows the shading while having an outline already there. Others who participated in this trend actually redrew the whole thing. I don't think you can say fuck AI when you trace over it. So they have a time lapse of their drawing process, as you can see, the sketch is already made. And they essentially only color over the sketch. But I also want to say their coloring process is really suspicious to me. Again, every time I talk about people's art process, people always gets mad at me because they're always like, oh, you're just hating on artists. You're hating on their art process. Everyone can have their own art process. I draw like this and I will render the nose 100% before drawing the rest of the piece. Everyone can have their own art process, okay? But this looks really, really odd. Like, very few artists do this. Very few artists will take a sketch and then fully, completely render the nose before putting any other flat color on this piece besides the button. Also, where are they getting the colors from? It looks like they're selecting off of a color palette we can't see. They're using so many different colors on the nose. And also, by the way, who renders the nose first, man? I know some artists like drawing eyes. They will render the eyes first. Some artists really like drawing lips. They'll render the lips first. Some people like drawing animals. They'll render the cat first. But the nose, I really don't know of very many artists who really love the nose so much that it is always the first thing they render. And to render like this, where you literally fully render it, basically. Also, I want you to take a look at how they apply color on the rest of the face. Look, they use one shade of brown, and then they use a different shade of brown to color over it, and then a shade of dark green, and then another brown, and then more of this like olive color. And then now you have a grayish beige, and then a softer clay color. Where are you getting these colors from? Again, maybe this person has insane knowledge of color theory, but rendering it like this with these colors without even on a white background without any environment drawn in is really odd. Again, more random colors they grabbed. Back to completing the nose render, I suppose. And then you can see the drawing process where they draw in the line work for the face, the line work for the chin, and then the lips just appear. Where the fuck did this come from? None appears. Let me remind you, by the way, in this speed painting, it took them 7 seconds of the speed paint to render the nose, but the lips appeared in 0.1 second. A little bit odd. More rendering. I again think it's odd they add in like the freckles before drawing in the rest of the eye. The only thing they drew in themselves is the button, which also, okay, wait, they colored the button in yellow and they completely painted over just to redraw it in black. Okay, they add in the hair. All of the cat. Bam. One eyeball just appears again. The eyeball, the whiskers, everything just appears. Every time I talk about people's art processes, people always flame me, okay? And they're like, I'm the exception and I do this. There's too many suspicious things in their art process again. Starting fully with the nose render out of nowhere. Fully render the nose basically before moving on to literally anything else, which is odd. Typically people don't render like that, like piece by piece. Because if you render fully the nose, then you fully render the mouth and you fully render the eyes without kind of rendering everything together in some sequence like that, what happens is the pieces will then look like they don't belong on the same face. But somehow this person is able to fully render the nose, move on to everything else, themselves and then it still matches, question mark. Then they're color selecting off of something because they're getting these colors that instantly work really well for the face. They didn't have to like change the colors or anything really. So where did you get these colors from? The mouth just appears. Out of nowhere, the mouth appears. Out of nowhere, one cat eye is just fully rendered somehow. And then I also do want to point out again, the level of rendering for the nose and the mouth doesn't match the level of rendering for the button. And then we have Asylum stating the shitty button in the eye socket is the only thing you drew yourself, you lose. So here we have this tweet from Akihiko_sin stating, I mean, and here is it. So they basically have the AI art piece on one layer and the rendered piece on the other layer. Yeah, bro, that's not a good look. So yeah, I mean, there's that too. Should we send hate to this artist? Absolutely not. But again, I have a hard time believing that it wasn't heavily traced in some way, shape, or form because the rendering process is just really odd. And also this person doesn't have too much art of their own that we can really reference. But we have people in the art community stating, and this is from Happy Rock, genuinely embarrassing that our community saw an AI-generated piece of theft and decided, let's turn this into a draw this in your style. That will show them. Again, DTIYS stands for draw this in your style. And that is a quote retweet from R. Valis's tweet stating, if you do this, you're just doing fan art of AI output and profiting off of Gen AI. You can write fuck AI on this all you want, but you're legitimizing its use and supporting Gen AI. And going back to Nicholas, he states, we don't win by retweeting, rifling, redrawing, and iterating. That's just so much casting pearls before swine, and it makes us all complicit. We win by instantly blocking and ignoring, celebrate each other, and leave the machine out in the cold. Let it have nothing to do with our art. Honestly, I think underlying the trend is the same thing that makes any draw this in your styles tick. People saw a visual they liked and felt motivated and invited to try their own because it seemed like fun. The protest element rings hollow, and the reason the image is compelling is because it's stolen. I'm not going to pretend the original looks bad, and I'm not going to pretend that all the human ones look better. The issue isn't about the greater or lesser aesthetics of a girl face and a cat face. The issue is those faces are composed of wide-scale industrial theft of our work. Y'all know me, you know I believe in the inherent value of human creation and soulfulness in art. That soulfulness is not best demonstrated by redrawing the same empty girl with cat again and again just for engagement when the original AI post was an empty bit for engagement. We are not displaying how much better we are demonstrating how we can regurgitate an idea that wasn't even ours again and again with different brushstrokes. You can't dunk on the machine by behaving like a machine. Make something you love, come up with a story, an idea, something personal you can't help but revel in painting. Think about the people you love, paint them, paint your cat, and put all your affection and obsession into it. The love will pour through every pixel. That's how we dunk on the machine. That's what makes us inherently, intimidatably, unassailably better. Show your heart, be specific, be thoughtful and emotional, and bring your whole life into the work. Then glaze it, nightshade it, and protest with bullying, boycotting, and donating. And I do agree too. And somebody else with the same sentiment, this is Jade Law, stating, stop drawing the damn girl and cat, stop taking photos with the same composition. You're legitimizing the AI image by using it as inspiration. You're validating the AI promoters. Go draw literally anything else. You have the power of your own imagination. If I see you create something derivative of it, I'm going to assume you're like farming. I'm not posting it, I'm not linking it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I envy you. Don't look it up, just ignore it. AI art is made with theft from actual human beings. If you use AI art / you take inspiration from it, you in a way are also complicit in the theft of actual art. It is what it is. Again, like all these artists are stating, I absolutely agree. Just use your brain, draw whatever you like, but please try not to draw actual AI art because it is still made from theft from artists. And again, don't send hate to these artists. I don't consider somebody who uses AI art as an artist though. Have a good day.